Hey guys, just like a concert, we are live here at Colby Hall for this episode of Lowdown. This episode is jam-packed with music and fun. We have a singer-songwriter named Ashley Brooke Toussaint, two Akron students that express their art through fashion. Later, we throw it back with some past segments, and to end the show, we have a special music video from the band Chill. We interviewed them in our very first ever episode. All this and more on this episode of Lowdown. Welcome to Lowdown. You're currently watching our live episode, so if I mess up, I apologize in advance. I'm Shannon Shonk, your guide for all things music and art in and around Akron. First up, we have a very talented singer-songwriter, Ashley Brooke Toussaint. She's a mother with a mission and just recently got off a family vacation tour. Her music style is she and him if Zooey Deschanel decided to go solo. You definitely don't want to miss this.
I'm Ashley Brooke Toussaint. I'm a singer-songwriter from Cleveland. I played, I think 5 or 6 shows in 10 days, and it was a lot to, it was really fun, but my son had just turned a year old, so he was very good at the shows, but you know, he's a little toddler now, and it was a lot of work trying to stay focused on the show at hand and take care of my little boy too. But I'm really glad I did it, and it's definitely good memories. I've had a lot of good and really good moments on stage through the years. Thinking most recently about my favorite moment, I have to say 2 years, or probably a year and a half ago, I played at the Bright Winter Festival in Cleveland, and I played in a really noisy bar in Ohio City, and when I sang, it got completely quiet, and so that was pretty cool. Call out your name. I've recorded 3 professional CDs, and this was probably my favorite because it felt very much like me and Spencer, my piano player / producer. It felt like it was our project together because he was just as excited about these songs as I was. As my next project to actually write a children's book and write an accompanying CD with that.
She was so cool, and I'd for sure buy her book for my little cousins. Maybe she could write a song for these next girls who express themselves not through music, but through fashion. These twins, Natalie and Cole, are students here at Akron who recently debuted their art pieces on the runway. I heard these were Project One Way potential dresses. Let's take a seat next to Heidi Klum for this segment.
I'm Nicole Swesser, and I'm Natalie Swesser, and we both do post-secondary enrollment programs at Akron U, but we're still seniors at Highland High School. Our professor at Akron told us about the surrealist fashion and competition at the Cleveland Museum of Art, so we both entered separate designs and we both got in as finalists. The theme of the competition was surrealist photography, so I was looking through photos of surrealism, and I was inspired by a photo I saw online. I was inspired by Nicole's idea of hands, so I just branched off from that and kind of made it my own. My design was titled Inescapable Gloom, and it was based on the feeling of depression. So the model, it was storming on the model, and she was trying to protect herself from the umbrella, but the storm is coming from under the umbrella, so she's still wet, and it's supposed to represent that the feeling of depression kind of follows you around and affects everything you do, and like it just affects everything about you. My design was inspired by an idea that Nicole came up with, which is hands completely covering the body. So I evolved that idea to embody the feeling of being trapped or held down by some overwhelming existence. So I evolved that idea to hand or arms all over the body grabbing at you. So, and my idea was called Unsolicited Grope, which is a name that my professor came up with. Being finalists in the competition was really fun. Yeah, it was really exciting. Yeah, we were both really nervous at first because we thought it could have either gone really bad or really well, but it went well. Yeah, it turned out to be really fun, and we were really honored to be part of something so big because we're so young. Mm-hmm. The show was really fun. Definitely overwhelming at first. Like, yeah, they did a test. We did a test practice down the runway, and that was already nervous, so I didn't know how I would walk in front of all those people. But yeah, because a lot of the designers and the models, they're professional models. Yeah. So we just had to be immersed in them, and that was scary. Yeah, that was scary. It's better to try and fail than fail to try.
Those were some pretty interesting pieces, but I definitely see some potential. So during our first break, maybe I'll go whip up my own dress. We've made it this far in our first live show here at Lowdown, so stay where you are and we'll be right back.